Good morning students, in this video we will discuss transformer and symbolic representation and lasses of transformer. You may ask question, I think you might have studied already in the 10th standard as well as 12th standard. Transformer is having two parts, main parts, one is core, another one is winding. Winding is present, so copper loss because it is made up of copper. And core is made up of iron, so iron loss. Our core loss also you can say directly you can remember based on the parts of transformer, I mean losses. In that losses we are having eddy current loss and then hysteresis losses and copper losses, I square R losses, right? And we will see the symbolic representation now. Let's see one by one. So this is the symbolic representation of a transformer. This is AC power supply here, and this is a winding. Primary winding is having N1 number of turns, secondary winding is having N2 number of turns, and this one is a load. And again the principle is mutual induction. Supply is given to the primary side, induces EMF in the secondary side due to mutual flux linkage from primary to secondary, right? Equation also I have given, right? There is a V1 is a supply voltage. Due to voltage, current will flow through the winding, and I1 produces a flux phi1. Due to phi1 induces EMF E1. Due to the mutual interaction between phi1 and phi2, there is a maximum flux phi m. Due to that phi2, E2 will induce, and due to that E2, the output voltage is V2. That is the induced voltage. So this is a symbolic representation. This is primary and then this is secondary. Okay, don't confuse. Just I'll draw here like this. This is a transformer and then this is a transformer secondary side. So just like a symbolic representation. This is a core. Okay, whatever they mentioned, right? Two lines. That is core. In your examination, if you left these two lines, definitely they will not give mark because the two lines indicates transformer core. Okay. If it is N2 is greater than N1, I mean K is greater than 1 or E2 is greater than E1, then a transformer is called as a step-up transformer. Where exactly we are using a step-up transformer? In practical, in the power station for stepping up into like 11 kilovolts into 33 kilovolts. And if it is N2 is less than N1, K is less than 1, we get E2 is less than E1, then the transformer is called as a step-down transformer, where it is applicable, practical, in the backside of your gate. In this, in our college, we have a step-down transformer which converts 11 kilovolts into 440 or 230 volts power supply. Okay, and if it is N2 is equal to N1, K is equal to 1, that is used in the rectifier circuits, because if suppose harmonics will be present in the waveform, that is converting into normal waveform by using ideal transformer, constant transformer, because of to get required voltage. If it is 230 input, sometimes it will be fluctuating. So exact if you want 230, we are using this ideal transformer. In the rectifier circuit we are having, I mean in the inverter also we are having this type of transformers. Okay, this is the concept of turns ratio. N2 by N1 is equal to E2 by E1 is equal to V2 by V1 is equal to I1 by I2 is equal to K. That is transformer ratio. It is the ratio of output induced voltage to the input induced voltage or secondary turns to the primary turns. That is the turns ratio. Okay. Now the losses of a transformer. One is core part of transformer, another one is winding, and another one is core is made up of silicon steel and winding is made up of copper. And in that core loss we have hysteresis loss and eddy current loss and copper loss, right? And you can say here hysteresis loss and eddy current loss, this one concept, like how do we get hysteresis losses and eddy current losses? Eddy current, if you supply is given to the windings, what happens? Small amount of current is flowing through that core, right? If suppose flux is reversal and flux is flowing through this that core, definitely some small amount of current is flowing, that is eddy current. Like this, there is a lamination to avoiding the lashes, okay, I mean to avoiding eddy current. That's why the thickness will be very small, around 0.2 to 0.5 mm thickness. And historical lashes, there is a retraction extraction, like a heartbeat like structure, that flux will be flowing from primary to secondary side, that is historical lashes. Both the lashes produces some amount of heat. If suppose heat is present, definitely that is, we can call it as a lashes, right? Formulas if you want to remember, and also they may ask question like this: what are the lashes of transformer, and what factor do they depends, and how to eliminate lashes? I can say this equation you should remember, definitely you will get all the answers. Types of lashes: eddy current lash, historical lashes in the iron part, and copper lash, I square lashes. If it is historical lashes, KH Bm raised to 1.67, frequency, volume. F is the frequency, V is the volume, Bm is the maximum flux density, KH is the constant. So that we cannot say KH where exactly we are getting the value. That is, historical is constant. And eddy current lashes depends upon KE, I mean that is the eddy current constant. We cannot predict, right, where exactly lashes will be occurring. Either it may be a small amount of moisture contents or dust particles is available, I mean it occupies some space in the core, so we cannot predict, right, that constant. And Bm square is the maximum flux density, and F is the frequency, T is the thickness of the lamination. And how to eliminate lashes? By seeing this equation, we should reduce the volume of the core, then historical lashes will be reduces. If you reduce the thickness of the lamination, definitely eddy current will be reduced. And copper lash, I square lashes, current is flowing through that conductor, it is in terms of I square in the winding, heat is produced, right? So that's why it is called as I square lashes. And how to eliminate lashes, I mean copper lash? By reducing the copper resistance value, and by reducing the current, and also lamination must be done, and varnish painting must be done for the core, and insulation must be done properly, and ISO certified or standard copper we have to use. And also how to eliminate lashes in the sense high grade silicon steel we need to use instead of using normal iron. That is a elimination of lashes and all. Okay, thank you. Next module will discuss loads and efficiency and condition for maximum efficiency of transformer. Thank you. Okay, I think once again I'll revise the concepts which we discussed in this video: symbolic representation, and lashes of transformer, and how to eliminate lashes, and what are the factors do they depends. Very important concept. Okay, thank you so much.